afternoon, Richard Marsland Studios, and thank Christ I'm back.
Yeah.
Even though I was in another country this time last week, I heard it was shambolic.
Yep.
And all roads lead to Brownless.
You heard that?
Apparently he was.
Don't point at me.
Apparently he was
Career
still
worst.
under.
Yeah.
He'd had his guts operated on a week earlier, and the bloody anaesthetic hadn't worn off.
And the horse didn't win.
The horse didn't win.
Under the influence.
I'm getting to what else you bloody attempted to do
Under
during
the
that
influence.
show. Under the influence, no doubt about it. Damo trying to keep the ship rolling in the right direction.
And I was funny again too, Jim, because you think I'm usually funny.
No, that's it.
And,
No, you weren't.
and
but
get to him.
No, don't point at me.
You start.
Stop pointing at me.
You were the worst last week.
You were the
Was I
worst.
You were
worst on?
poor.
Right. We
Did you
can't
hear what
talk
happened?
about that.
I heard he had tape over
Not
his
worst
camera.
on.
You had tape over your camera.
Not tape. It was a little sliding thing over my camera. The techs couldn't work it out. I'm not a tech.
No, you're
No,
not.
you said I can't see you guys today, and then
No.
43 minutes into the show, you realised that there was tape over the camera.
And I didn't realise that.
So
Someone
fat.
else came in.
I'm minding my own business.
Jim, hang on.
I'm minding my own
Dylan Moore,
business.
Lord Meek,
Why are you going through the names?
Or Lloyd.
Oh, Fat's
because
doing
special comments.
Lord, he's called him. Lord Meek.
Lloyd will do.
I might be a bit blasé today
Blasé.
during the rub because I'm studying for a special comment.
It's led back to me
Kick-ins. Carl Amon does the kick-ins for
the
Hawthorn.
six senses in
No, he
the
doesn't.
Maldives that you, in the lead into the Saturday rub last week. Now, every now and then I think, well, Fat's stupid enough to have done that. But this one, I thought to myself, this is actually not possible.
You thought self?
That you are bidding on a house
Yep.
at auction
Yep.
Well,
This
Oscar,
happened.
Oscar was.
without having any finance sorted out.
No.
So even if you won the bid, you weren't able to finish the transaction because you had no money.
No deposit either.
I would have found some.
No,
No,
Bill,
but
you have
deposit.
to have it on you.
It doesn't work that way
When
anymore, Bill.
you do.
If it's a Saturday, you get till Monday.
No, you don't.
You get
At
to
an
Monday.
auction,
you don't.
you've got to present your deposit
Up
check
front.
right there and then.
You know, I would have wrote out a cheque.
Oh, from here.
Yeah, and
Well,
taken
and
it back after the...
Pigeoned it to Oscar somehow.
Well, I just hang around, mate. I'm finished at 1:30. I would have been there at 1:45.
It's actually
Give him the
illegal.
cheque,
Yeah, exactly
and
right.
he can't put the cheque in the bank till Monday,
Bill,
and there's no money
You
there.
have to have your money at an auction.
It's actually illegal.
It's
not to have the
illegal to
deposit.
do that.
Unless
That's
you've a pre-auction condition.
Oh, you're-
Unless
Pre-approval
you've-
bid.
Which you have
So
to.
you're an auctioneer, eh? You're a real estate man.
Well, no, but
No,
I
no.
know everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't think
You
that's
buy a
right.
house at auction, Fat, your money has to be there at the drop of the hammer.
Correct.
Unless
it
you've
does that.
organised
That
it,
is
which did,
And
which
you
doesn't
had-
seem like you
And
didn't.
sometimes you can only pay 5% if you want it.
Oh,
So-
sometimes.
Yes.
Like, just if you choose.
Anyway, it didn't happen.
Did you get nervous when the auctioneer took your bid into the vendor?
with no money.
Bloody oath. I thought this is a bit of fun. And then he went in and then what
Opened
were we?
the auction up again.
1.175.
Hey,
This all happened, Jim, at 5 to 12.
Yeah.
I mean, he normally doesn't prepare anyway, but you should have seen him last week.
But he had the most craft last week as well. So the auction actually, because they went back into the vendor,
Yeah.
it went right up until we're on air. So all his pre-show
Anyway.
craft he was doing, nothing, because he was just so rattled that he just had no
Actually,
idea.
Owners of
glad I-
houses and auctioneers tend to take that well too.
Yeah.
They run a whole campaign, then run an auction,
Yeah.
and the winning bidder's a clown who hasn't got any money.
Yeah.
And might pay 5% if
Yeah.
he wants.
And Jim, because you do think, and you greatly assessed my performances as a comedian this year on Dylan and Friends, I'll just remind people
All
of what
right.
you said about me earlier in the year about this.
Oh, this better be going.
Oh, this
Not only great sort of news. I like Damo's a lot
Hang on,
fun.
sorry,
good.
it's not working. Okay, there we have a go. Another go.
Damo, not only great sort of news. I like Damo's a lot funnier than people give him
No,
credit for.
hugely funny.
He's very
He
smart. And he
gets it.
plays the role very, very
No,
well.
he totally does.
So,
All
so
right,
Jim, it was
so-
left to me to produce the humour last
Good.
week, and then when Bill lost the auction, I then
Yeah.
went with this.
Oh,
You missed out on your apartment today, but I reckon the quiz is going to be an absolute winner. You didn't have the 2.8 million they wanted, so
Only two.
Came runner-up in 4 grand finals, maybe runner-up in a property today.
that was hugely funny.
Hugely funny.
I saved it, Jim. There was going nowhere, that show.
That was good.
was
and
good.
I even reckon when we got Isaac Smith on today,
Yeah, we do, a
Right,
bit
yeah.
later. When
he
he's
might have
heading
something
to Bundy.
funny there.
I'll
too, I
work on
reckon.
something funny for him as well, all right?
All right, get something funny up
2
on
weeks
that.
in a row.
I tell you,
You mentioned you pitchforked your sponsors in there at the Maldives. What, six seasons or whatever it is?
No,
Yeah.
6 senses.
Six
No,
seasons.
I wish
Six
sponsors.
seasons. 6 seasons.
I wouldn't have the massive black hole in my Visa card
How
if
was
it
it?
was sponsored.
How was it, by the way?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well-
Just
well
give us
looked
a
after.
little
Best
synopsis.
ever. Best ever.
Well looked after
Why?
by Lars, who ran the resort.
Oh, I know. Look, I think you're referring to Lawrence. He
Lawrence,
was the head of
Lawrence.
food
I was
and
told it
bev.
was Lars.
Yeah,
But
he
the
was
reason
the
I
head of
raised
food
the
and
name of Lawrence is
Lars.
because he did used to work in Melbourne, Bill, at the Grossi family restaurant, and
did?
high end, like the big maitre d', you know,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
one of
After
those.
the
And
joint,
then
the big boy.
now running the Maldives resort that Jim was at, and
Big Scottish bloke.
Jim got there, and
Right.
he was quite excited, I've been told, Bill and Bern, and Rose, because the guy, Lawrence, was a North Melbourne supporter, and he thought, right, I'm right here.
There we
He's
go.
lived in Melbourne
There
for
we
3
go.
years.
The White Knight.
Ching ching.
Will know who I
that
am.
is
And then it dawned on Jim about
That
2
is
days
true.
in that nothing was forthcoming about
No.
Jim being connected to the North Melbourne Footy Club to the
So?
point where you actually said to him, do you know who I am?
That is completely incorrect.
He did not do that.
What actually
James.
happened?
You
James.
said
He
it's my
spoke
mail.
about- I couldn't believe in the middle of the Maldives I found a North Melbourne supporter, big Scottish bloke.
We can't find
Anyway,
one here.
He
No.
was chatting away about how he went to the footy and how much he loved it, and he was a bloody rugby fan, but he enjoyed all the rest of it. And after about 20 minutes, Lisa's looked at him and said, "You've got no idea who James is." He goes, "No."
He didn't.
He had no clue.
No,
You stayed in the club, Jim.
Didn't you say James Brayshaw? When
No,
you,
no, I didn't.
I heard that.
Funnily enough,
when
I
you
didn't.
booked
No.
in,
You heard that.
president.
He didn't
all-
do that either.
Why was it so good?
Because there were only Northern Europeans there.
What does that mean?
And there was only about 28% occupancy, so most people there were Estonian or Russian or bloody Belarusian or all of that. So
You would have loved it,
got left alone.
but you would have hated it, Bill, because no one would have known who you were either.
We would have gone to Bali or somewhere.
Would you?
Yeah, I would have-
Just to make sure that you could find
I
someone.
went to the Maldives on my
you-
honeymoon.
Yes.
Did you?
Maldives, I kept getting told.
Yeah, it's Maldives.
Yeah,
I
got to
think.
change
Waste of money, that was.
Oh!
Now, you're,